Hey guys, it's your boy M.K.S here, back at you again with another video. Hopefully this time my English will be better. So here we go again. For some reason I keep stumbling on my words. I don't know if it's because I'm nervous or what. But anyway, I hope you'll like this video, and I hope you check out part 1 and 2 if you haven't already done so. And I hope you'll enjoy this. It must be pretty warm or something because I'm in my t-shirt and that's not. Although I'm getting cold again now. But anyway, this is my new very top. As I mentioned, I'm a big fan of Italian football, so I love all the Italian teams. So I want to collect all the different tops if I can. And I've got quite a few at home, most of them for the national team. But I also hope to get Celtic tops as well in the future. So if you know where to get good Celtic tops, please let me know. And as ever, welcome any of your comments in the comment section below, and hope everyone's doing well. And appreciate anyone who supports my channel and watches my videos as part of that and gives me any likes and shares the video and all that good stuff. As I say, I hope you enjoyed parts 1 and 2, and here goes. So number 21. Recently, it's really worrying because I don't know if everyone has the same saying, but here in the UK we say someone's lost their marbles. It means they're getting old, and I seem to be old before my time. But I keep sort of forgetting things and all that sort of stuff. So I hope to improve my memory and make sure I always do things that, especially like the little tasks that need doing, like even if silly things like emptying the dishwasher or just things to remember. And hopefully I won't lose too many more marbles. But it's because I used to head of the football and a lot in football. Maybe something I don't know why it is. Maybe, but anyway. So I've got to remember to feed the dog and make sure he gets enough food and make sure he's fed on time and watered, as I say, fed and watered. In other words, it gets enough water and things like that. So I hope to remember little things that, whether it's a small little task that you're doing, or it's the bigger stuff, but just to have better memory, and also like to get back to talking about Asia and Asian projects and history of Asian entrepreneurship, supporting Asian projects like tourism, inventors and things like that, which I've talked before. Like we covered some of those points. So again, with patterns like 21 again. So I think that covers everything for 21. Number 22, on that note though, however, I hope to forgive and forget people who have perhaps done things that have upset me or annoyed me, and like also things that have upset or annoyed me. Like I hope to forget some of the negative, not dwell on past mistakes or negative things or things I wish I had done, basically regrets, which I must admit I do have a fair amount of. But I also hope to remember more positive things, and possibly kind of remember negative things to write about. But I also hope to remember those things. I also hope to look to the future and hopefully make positive changes as well. And again, support Asian tourism into the future, inventors and things like that, and also learn from the past, but look towards the future. And hopefully, again, talk about what sort of things I want to do with my writing and other such things, like other projects I want to work on, and my ideas generally and things like that, and why they matter to me, and try to think about what sort of vision I have a compelling vision, if you like, for my writing and plans and things like that. And as I say, get on with things and move on with things and all that kind of thing. Take action as well as having ideas. I think that covers everything for number 22. But again, so not dwelling too much on the past, but whilst at the same time learning from it and trying to remember things, but also trying to get on with things and do stuff and look to the future and hopefully make up for some of the things that went wrong. 23, again, hope to find ways to help fundraise for the causes I support. Whether that's some of the more selfish ones like Italian football or Celtic, but Celtic do a lot for charity as well. So also encouraging Celtic to do more work overseas, and also Italian football to do more work overseas, and possibly offering, talk about how they can get tax cuts for doing so for charity. That would be great if they could, and possibly working with legal teams to look at how they can get tax cuts for creating academies in Asia for footballers and bringing football to people in Asia and playing football with people in Asia and training with people in Asia. So I think it'd be great if they could do that sort of stuff. And like someone I was talking to on Facebook, I don't know him that well, so I have to be a bit careful, but I did say I'd try and mention, but I wasn't sure how to mention it. But he's got a football team called Simba FC in Kenya, which helps young people with keeping out of trouble and gives them something to do, and looks at how they can improve their skills. So I'll try and share this video with him perhaps and talk about what he can say, if he can create his own Google account and he can comment in the comments section, or things like that. But yeah, or even if he messages me on Facebook what he wants me to sort of say. I know he has kind of done a little bit, but anyway, so yeah, sporting projects like that, like football academies across Asia as well. I know I'm an Italian fan, so my ideas about football, I mainly hope to support Italian clubs and Celtic national team as well, Italian national team. But I hope to do like football for good, like fundraisers to help people in slums, and to bring footballs to people like in Pakistan who make footballs but probably don't have the chance to play football, and young children, and like fundraise to help them to go out and play football and enjoy themselves at least a little bit now and again. So it gives them some joy for at least for a while, and like help some of the poorest people in the world, help people from slums, orphanages, young people, again my fellow neurodiverse people, as I talked before about, and also like how businesses can invest in Asian entrepreneurs, and also like help people even from slums, even from poor backgrounds, like Dalits in India and people like that across Asia, not just in India, but also around Asia, and like how we can tackle poverty in China and India and all over Asia, and how we can help people from the poorest backgrounds, uh, and and that sort of thing. Yeah, so looking at how to fundraise like through football, through YouTube, sharing each other's YouTube videos, like making videos for charity, but also like football videos for charity and events, penalty shootouts, and all sorts of sports events. For me, I'm going to focus mostly on football because I love football, but I'd love to get teams together. Like I've talked about a few times about like football fans from different clubs representing their club and playing against each other, so that uh, and recording on YouTube and like representing their club, but also, and having fun, but also raising money for charity. And there could be other things like music or whatever, and like looking how to fundraise for more, to support more businesses. Again, like sometimes I think even if you support more wealthier business people, but also possibly encourage them or put funding into some of the poorer areas, hopefully that will create employment, which will trickle down to the poorest people. But in some countries like India, countries, nations, whatever we call them, like India, it's difficult because of the caste system. So even though, so that probably won't have such a trickle down economy, because the richer communities will keep it for themselves. So that is a bit difficult, but I hope to support Dalits and put pressure on the government and work with NGOs and charities for that sort of thing. Anyway, moving on, because I don't want the video to be too long, as I often say, but hopefully you enjoy that point. Again, I'd love to hear what you think of each point, which was your least, most favourite, and a score for the video and things like that. Number 24, I hope to promote Pan-Asianism as a political concept, as well as Pan-Africanism, and how Asia and Africa can work together, countries that are colonised as well as democracies, countries that were divided, how countries can celebrate each other's national days, like how China can celebrate India's National Day, and vice versa, how China can celebrate India's Republic Day, what each nation can learn from each other about Independence Days and how to celebrate them, and Republic Day, and also how each nation can help each other with security and celebrate each other's Independence Days and things like that. Number 25, even like on, say, people said with the Brexit vote in the UK, I'm sure people have heard of Brexit wherever you may live, but people said with the Brexit vote, there's Nigel Farage, who's the leader of UKIP, the UK Independence Party, said that it will be known as Britain's Independence Day. So I was thinking, like, imagine if on Britain's Independence Day, like anti-imperialists like myself celebrated, like supported by supporting countries that were colonised by the UK. And I hope to encourage countries that were colonised by the UK to support Celtic, because Celtic is like Irish immigrants, and Ireland was colonised by the UK, and they're like the anti-imperial version, team, whereas Rangers are the pro-imperial version, which supports the military. So symbolically, I love every country that was colonised and part of the empire to support Celtic. I hope that makes sense. Number 26, again, hope to encourage countries that were colonised and countries and countries that were divided, like Ireland, Argentina, Morocco, and Spain. Although that's quite a difficult one, because Spain were the ones that divided Morocco. But somehow they could. It'd be great if they could still work together, and maybe Morocco could have an extra benefit because it was divided by Spain. And number 27, again, I hope to encourage people from Asia and places like that to support Italian football and Celtic. And again, countries that are colonised by the UK to support Celtic. And number 28, I hope all the negatives in my life turn to positives, like things that have irked me or annoyed me, hopefully I'll look at them and say, actually, in a way, hopefully they'll turn into blessings in disguise, or they'll turn into blessings generally. And yeah, so I hope all the negatives in my life will turn positives, and I hope all the negatives in your life will turn positives as well somehow. Like sometimes if you're complaining about something and then you find something negative happens, but it'll help you appreciate something else, or it'll help you think, I should have appreciated that more, and in the future hopefully you'll appreciate things more. Like in my case, when I'm going through my paperwork, that, and like probably throwing some of it away, or things like that sort of makes me appreciate, I should appreciate what I do have, if that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. I'm not sure if it does make sense, but you can let me know if you go on to ask any questions or say something that didn't make sense. Or number 29. Again, I hope to support my fellow dyslexics and neurodiverse people and people with things in common with me, especially in Asia and places like that, and also in Ireland, countries that are colonized. And number 30. Hopefully, again, I'll think of different things to say in my future videos, and hopefully you enjoyed this video at least a little bit and find my quirky ideas interesting. And I think that covers everything. Again, I'd love to know what you think. I'm out. Peace and love.